No,
Rory,
this is not...
Rory, sit in the chair to your left.
All right.
Taylor.
What?
That's Derek.
Derek doesn't fit
Yeah, that's
you.
right. You resent the long-lastingness of my fucking bits, okay?
You said it was a bit.
It was once you fucking played into it. You're the one who.
Yes, I breathe life into a lot of things, but this was an intentional attack on me.
No, it wasn't. It was me playing off a legitimate lapse in memory as bullying you, and then you leaned in, and so I leaned in, and here we all are.
This is. No, I don't. Okay,
that's my camera. There's my
That
off
is your camera.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Hello, everybody. Welcome back to All the Marbles Where the Stakes Have Never Been Higher. This week on the podcast, we've got Rory Smith.
it's an inside joke.
And we've got Nathan Thomas.
What's up?
Local comic, local comedian, local host of many things, local improviser, and then Madison Busby. There we go.
Hello, everybody.
Hello.
She's Topeka comic and host of, what's the podcast that you host?
Sound Peak After Dark.
Sound Peak After
Music
Dark.
review show. I don't know if you say co-host. I host every third Monday.
Frequent host of Sound Peak After Dark.
Yes.
Look it up.
Yes.
It's on YouTube. YouTube podcasts.
Check
They're
it
valid.
out.
Sound Pika?
No, Sound
Sound
Peak.
Peak.
Sound
Okay.
Peak.
You thought it was like a
Sound Peak.
Topeka play on the
I just
Topeka.
needed to know if
Sound
it was a
Pika,
really
dude.
cool
That's-
play on words.
I might steal that,
I mean,
dude. That's
it's
kind of
yours.
fire.
Like, it was your
It's
bit.
kind of just there.
Wow. That's fucked. That happens to me
I
quite
had to reach
often.
far into the alphabet for that joke.
Far into the alphabet.
Yeah, I do shit like that all the time because I thought, literally in the open mic last night, I talked about how my batteries are dead in my remote. Whole time my TV was just unplugged. So I remember unplugging it too. Like 3 days. I remember unplugging it too. Struggles of a genius.
It's hard.
I feel every day. I'm like, all right, you need these things. And then I walk out of my house and I go back and get 3 of those things.
What's your most frequently forgotten item in the morning, Nathan?
It is my pen, like my writing
Like your dad pen?
Oh,
your writing-
like my
okay,
writing
okay.
pen, because I carry like different ones,
Okay.
and so like I don't always carry the same one in my pocket, and so I have to remember to grab it.
I believe it.
Yeah.
Hell yeah. Rory, who do you want to ask you a card?
Oh,
as we dive in?
okay.
Yeah.
What does each?
We've got the Ask Hole cards, and then some of the early.
Is this
revival
better if I
of-
don't understand the rules?
Yes.
Okay, I'm gonna go with the school card.
No. Hang on. You're.
fuck.
This is better if you don't understand the rules, but
No,
you do need to know
you're-
one more
you are-
rule.
Okay.
You're choosing a comic who's going to pick one of those cards and ask it of you. It's all good. It's okay. This is for posterity.
What if I don't see you as a legit comic?
Children.
Then you find a way to organically work that into the conversation throughout the episode.
Okay.
Who would you like to ask you?
Taylor.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Rory, what's the worst food you've ever had?
Well, I'm gonna go second.
Calling out Ani.
Beats.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Beats?
that's not funny to you, the viewer, but that makes sense in the room. Yeah.
He's a comics comic.
Yeah.
I don't get it.
Oh.
He's not a very good comics comic,
Yeah.
but he's learning.
Yeah.
So were you who you were talking about when you said if they're not like a real comic, it's just internal projection?
No, I was saying in a hypothetical scenario, but that wouldn't happen. You guys are all my respected peers. Yeah.
Oh, now he switches up.
Yeah.
Rory's
yeah.
very insecure.
No, fuck you, Taylor. God.
And he's not at all defensive.
Oh, no, see, I'm not gonna.
You a
And he hates
narcissist, Taylor?
beats. Nathan, who would you? Almost. There's a lot of markers. Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
I've never been diagnosed, but I've also killed all my therapists. So Nathan, who would you like to ask you a card?
Madison, ask me a card.
Ask you a card.
Yeah.
Hey, are you a card? Sorry.
Call.
Wait. What's the most significant thing you've ever changed your mind about? Number 76.
So I would say.
Oh no.
Okay.
That was nothing. Don't worry about
All right,
it. Back
yeah,
to you were talking about the most significant thing you changed your mind about.
Yeah. So, and I'm not. This isn't a bit, but like, so I grew up pretty religious and was pretty like homophobic. I remember when I went to college, I was like, man, I hope my roommate isn't gay. And then I like said that when I got to college, like to a group of people, and then the person said, why would you care if they were gay? And I was like, oh, because they would want to have sex with me. and they said, why do you think they would want to have sex with you? And that's when I learned everyone else wasn't a pervert. So, like, yeah.
I feel like it's a good thing to kind of,
Yeah, and so now it's like, oh, yeah, that's like...
Wait, you changed your mind on everyone being a pervert?
No. No. I
understand. Yeah,
I'm the pervert in that. Never. Okay. Okay.
I understood.
Okay. Yeah. All right. Cool.
Yeah.
And I would have never guessed that about you from the conversation I walked in on when I got here.
Yeah.
Yeah. What were we talking
about? We would have never
about?
guessed that you were super homophobic, dude. That's
No.
crazy.
I am not super homophobic.
I thought you were gay when I walked in.
Hold on now. The point of what I said was not that I was and I am no longer.
That you still are?
I'm sorry. Rory's a bad influence on me. I'm
all
right.
No, it's fine. It's fine.
Right.
I sincerely answered the question, and now we're doing bits.
That is
right,
this is a safe place.
I know,
all the marbles are pretty good enough
know.
studios. It's a safe place.
Yeah.
You can open up, and we'll only kick you in a joking way.
All right, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
Yeah, I was being... I'm sorry.
No. Okay, this is the thing.
Okay, we're reaching a point of diminishing returns on how good at content this recursive loop of apologies and
Everybody's heard
satires.
here, okay?
Everybody's heard here.
Okay.
Speaking of which, Madison, who would you like to ask you a question?
Rory, ask me a question.
Any or based on?
Any. You get to pick a card.
All right. I'm gonna pick a skull card. Worst
cards.
House you've lived in.
Damn, because it's very personal. The worst house I've lived in. It was like a really nice house.
Oh, there's just emotional baggage.
Yeah. It's like the agreement is I could smoke weed, and we moved in together, smoked too much weed. So they were like, hey. I was like, what the fuck? You know? So that's probably like
That's a Tim Robinson sketch right there.
Well, my grandma was also a hoarder, so I grew up with that.
Ooh.
So,
Cheese Madison, buzz me.
What?
Cheese Madison, buzz me.
No.
Good point.
Yeah.
Good point. That's a Madison Busby sketch right there.
Yeah.
What is?
You move into the house and they tell you you can smoke weed, and then they say you're smoking too much weed, and you're like, what the fuck? It doesn't.
He said I can smoke weed.
It's like a Tim Robinson sketch, but you're Madison Busby.
First base.
Okay. I actually don't smoke weed.
Oh.
What?
Note that.
That's not true. What? Oh, because you live in Topeka. Yeah, she doesn't. She doesn't smoke weed.
Oh, I got you. Yeah.
A memory came up in my Snap like 6 years ago, and it was like before I knew how to roll blunts, and I would just slowly roll the tobacco out, and then I'd stuff it.
Yeah.
Smoke the same
like a burrito?
Yeah. Well, no.
More like a.
You ever take a burrito and just slowly roll all the contents out, and then you fill it with weed. Then you just smoke this really fat flour tortilla blunt.
Rory doesn't know how to roll burritos. He just
Yeah.
uses the same tortilla shell. I think it'd be moldy by now.
Hell yeah. Madison, you want to ask me a card?
Yes. Happy card. Oh, these are handwritten.
Yeah.
Oh.
Shout out Maggie Harris.
Best way to tell if someone actually hates you or you're just paranoid.
I feel like this is a card that should have been asked of Rory. I think that
he's never paranoid.
I can't answer this question because best way to tell if someone actually hates you or you're just paranoid. I'd say if the person if they only ever give you a compliment through the veil of, hey, I never do this, but then that's probably a good indicator that they hate you. Just going off personal experience, if they complain, if they frequently complain about you forgetting what their name was, then they might.
So first of all, they don't frequently aren't the ones who bring it up. So that's.
We're both talking. We're both talking about Phil Andrews, right?
Yeah, that guy. Fuck that guy. Yeah.
Also, if you hear a bunch of people telling, if a bunch of people are telling you that person hates you, also probably a good indicator. That
everybody's lying.
But yeah, I don't know. I assume that people don't think about me enough to hate me or love me, so I don't really have a good answer to that card. But
well, what about all the fans?
What do you mean all the fans?
Well, doesn't Aura watches every.
That's true, yeah, but Aura hates me.
Yeah.
Shout out Aura.
Is Aura you listening right now?
He's watching.
Comment below.
I mean, it's on.
Yeah. Are you there?
Paying attention. By his own admission.
Man. Aura's leaving his body right now. We're the last thing he hears.
He is, He's more aura than man.
Is that his origin story?
I wonder what Aura's aura looks like.
Bet it's very
It's orange.
Wait,
solved that
does that
joke.
rhyme with orange? Or is that, that's not a rhyme then?
If you're Eminem, listen.
Yeah, no, that's orange and door hinge.
And porridge.
Your aura is as orange as a door hinge that's got porridge.
Hey, Rory.
That you porridge.
It's your turn.
That's
it's your
Rory's
turn.
door
Pick
hinge.
somebody.
All right, I'm going to ask.
You ask
can
somebody.
I come up? Do I have to say the person before I read the question?
You ask somebody.
You pick the person's going to ask
I'm
you
going
the
to ask
question.
the guy who wants to be asked.
You have to wait for someone to pick you. If
No,
you're
wait. So
ask
I'm asking Nate.
So you're asking me to ask you a question.
Wait, I thought it was my turn.
No, it's your turn to ask somebody to ask you a question.
Okay.
It's a very convoluted game.
All right.
I feel like the rules are different last time I was here.
All right. Ani, ask me a question.
I'm disqualified.
Okay. Ask me a question.
Madison Busby.
Do we have to pull cards?
Yeah, you have to. Well, unless you have if you have a question, that's.
No, fuck my question. See if I can pronounce this word.
Perfect.
Uh-oh.
In what ways are you inhibited from expressing love?
Well, I kind of have to like people first. So I don't know. I don't think I'm inhibited from. I just don't think I'm surrounded by people who deserve love. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. No, we're getting intense here. I'm an intense guy. Remember that, Aura.
So you hate everybody?
No.
Drinking that haterade.
No.
Slurping it up.
Slurping.
Put it in a slushy.
I think love is a psyop invented to trick people, like trick me specifically into taking care of like elderly grandparents. Like I don't think any animal in the wild has listened to their grandmother's story. It's not worth it.
And you're pretty sure that you're not autistic, right? Rory?
No, let's not do this. Dude, autism's a psyop. And then I realize there's been a lot of psyops today, but well,
I'm so happy that you agreed
I've
to come on
overused
here.
these too,
appreciate
so
it.
it's
Yeah,
like.
okay. Do you want a different one? Do you want to switch?
No,
up?
because that way it wouldn't be a
Those are
surprise.
the
That's fair.
drums.
Yeah. Well,
Wait, so do you love anything?
yeah, I'd say my cat.
Why?
Yeah. I don't know.
Do you express your love to your cat?
It's not dead. I feed it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, my cat's sick right now.
You're an
Care-
acts of
care
service
is
guy.
love.
Yeah.
So do you really feed it?
Yeah.
Feed it too much?
Feed
That's
it
why
knowledge. I feed it cat food.
It's a fucking smart cat.
Like,
Yeah.
he
He's
does
taught it
tricks for
everything it knows.
knowledge.
It knows all the rules of power.
I don't believe you finished that book, Rory.
All right, I'm passing to a Taylor Schwelling.
You're Rory. I love the idea of you usurping
Taking control.
this, but you need to understand the rules for it, because if you knew that the rotation goes this way
Okay.
around, that would have been so good if you'd passed to Nate. Nate, who do you want to ask you a question?
Taylor, will you ask me a question?
I surely will. Okay, Nate, you must pick a number right now and live that many years total in good physical health. You can't die before and you can't extend after. How many years do you choose to live? Starting now.
Can my definition of good physical health be different than my present physical health?
Yeah,
I'll achieve
you go to
my-
it'll
I'll
be
achieve.
as described by your physician of choice. You take their definition of
Okay.
you being in good physical health.
Okay.
You
Okay. Yeah.
transform into that, and you're that way for the rest of your life. How many years?
So this is a Price is Right question, because if you so like my gut instinct says 350,
Okay.
but I feel like if you go to 350 and like there was the chance that you wanted to extend, I should pick 7,000. And so like this is like if it's a big miss if you miss.
Yeah.
But if you pick 7,000 and you wish you were done at 350, holy shit. So I'm gonna go with 275. I'm
Okay.
gonna be
I
even
fuck
more
with that, dude.
conservative.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rory, do you have any thoughts on that?
No, I respect Nate's commitment to semi-immortality. Yeah.
Madison.
Taylor, ask me a question.
Okay.
So the death cards are written out too?
Yeah, these
No,
these
these
three.
are those three are written by Maggie Harris, and then we've got these Ask Cole cards that you can buy at askcole.io. They're written by Ayala Girl
Hey,
on Twitter.
yo, this card's still here. Stop.
Oh yeah, I'll get rid of it for you. I'm so sorry.
Clear the table.
Hey, Madison. What is the best advice you've received, and why did you need it?
I've received a lot of good advice in my life. But probably my mom, when she said, if you can't be safe, be sanitary. You know, that's really in all aspects of life. You know, that's why I always use a napkin. 'Cause, you know,
Yeah.
I wasn't able to keep the condiments off my hand, but now they're not getting on everybody else. So it's sanitary.
Thank you.
So
Yeah,
now
I
you
appreciate
guys
it.
really understand.
Wouldn't they
where
not
that
be getting
stems
on
from.
us anyway because you're not touching anyone at the table?
You don't know that, dude. I could smack you at any point and have ketchup and mustard like
That's true. That's true.
ombre onto each other. Perfect picture.
It's valid.
Yeah. Yeah.
Rory.
Nate, ask me a question.
No, you're picking a card
you're
to
asking
ask
me a
Taylor.
card.
Oh, okay. All right. That was a
This
solid
is-
attempt.
Comment below if you think that
Incredible.
Rory has Asperger's.
Incredible.
All right. The first time you witnessed something that disturbed or changed you.
Let's see. I was at a Chinese restaurant once, and a cop. There was a cop at this restaurant, and he kept looking at me. And it was really annoying. And eventually, he like kind of shouted over to me, not shouted, but like he was like, "Hey, kid," and I was like, "Why are you calling me a kid?" But he's like, I'm like 5 years old at this point, and he's like, "Who lives in a pineapple under the sea?" And I'm like, what kind of sphinx is it? A Chinese restaurant in a cop uniform? What the hell? I don't know. I don't know. Because I was 5 and I was homeschooled and I went to church and I had never been allowed to watch SpongeBob. And he's like, no, who lives in a pineapple under the sea? And I'm like, I don't know. He's like SpongeBob SquarePants. And which is just the most random combination of words to a 5-year-old who's never heard of an animated show on Nickelodeon, and so I'm just even more lost. And I'm like, what the fuck? And at this point, my grandparents are getting back because it's the Christmas season, and we're at a Chinese restaurant getting food with their grandparents. And my grandpa calls over. Now ask him a question about Lord of the Rings.
Ooh.
And the cop says, I've never watched Lord of the Rings.
Yeah. He's got his priorities straight.
And I think that changed me because before then I thought that law enforcement were competent people that you could trust. And hashtag ACAB.
I love the idea of a 5-year-old Taylor knowing what a Sphinx's riddle is. But not knowing the age appropriate, like Dynamo, take over the world television show. That's just that is on brand for me, for you.
That's fair.
I love it.
When did you realize though? Like, did you realize that day what the situation was, or did you was it years later?
I assumed that it was some kind of kids show at the point that or some kind of a TV show or something. Because he was like, I never watched Lord of the Rings. I'm too busy watching SpongeBob, and I was like, that this sounds like the most retarded thing in the world. I
don't know if I would be afraid of that cop though.
I wasn't afraid of him. I just didn't trust that he knew what he was doing anymore.
Yeah.
Was there cops on SpongeBob?
So there's one, right?
Yeah,
You got a
yeah.
little Billy Club or something?
So when
Yeah.
did
It's like
you
a
watch
fish.
SpongeBob?
I watched the first season of SpongeBob in 2019.
Okay.
Yeah.
So
was like-
you know the episode where it's like, "Ya la la," or like
I know the
when
memes. I know the memes. I haven't watched that episode, but I know the memes. I know the wee woo kind of
Are you
stuff.
the kind of guy that watches the trailer before the movie? And you're like,
I mean, I feel like many people see the trailers to movies before they see the movies. If
I
I'm
hate
planning on
watching
watching a
I
movie,
try
I
to
don't.
avoid them too.
yeah, it ruins the fun. Because then I'm like, damn, this makes the trailers.
What? So you don't go to movie theaters?
No, I do, and it makes it
And I
even
show up
better.
late.
It's like, what did I seen? The live action, How to Train Your Dragon, the other day. My boyfriend wanted to watch the trailer, and I was like, I don't think I can. Because I've already seen the other ones. So I'm like, I kind of have already
Yeah, I
seen
feel
a
like-
long trailer, but movies that I've never seen. My mom wants to go see this 28 years later,
Yeah.
and she wanted me to watch the trailer. I was like, no,
Man,
I
that
refuse.
the teaser trailer for that was intense.
It's pretty good. I like that
Yeah.
song or whatever. I don't know if it counts as a song, but
Chanting.
boots,
Oh.
man.
I don't know. Do trailers just ruin the experience?
I think so.
Yeah. So I don't go on first dates.
Yeah. You're like, no, it's either we're in this or we're not. You have
Yeah.
to.
No, I feel you.
Rory exclusively goes on third dates.
You're like, I get to kiss, right? Or is it you get to fuck on the third date?
Rory goes on third dates so that he can kiss the lady. Yeah. Oh, Rory, who do you want to ask you a card?
Nate.
All right.
He remembered?
Yeah.
He did. Best sport to watch?
Controversial opinion, baseball.
Okay.
It's easy to understand, and you just hang out with other people and talk about something more interesting.
Okay.
You a big
Yeah.
Jeopardy guy?
No.
Okay.
Best
No.
sport to play?
Ooh, probably baseball for the same reason.
Okay.
Yeah, baseball.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Pretty good. Nate.
Madison, how about you ask me a question?
It's like Tarot. What's your fate?
Wait,
I
did you
recall,
just
I
say
think
Tarot?
Like Terry at
I
Hubden.
think this one's love, if I remember
Tarot
correctly.
cards.
It's like a love-based question.
Yeah.
Romantic cards.
Is there anything which arouses you that you've never admitted to anybody? Number 30.
I think you were asked this the last time you were on,
I
possibly.
think so.
Let's see what his answer is now.
Too hidden. secrets there.
No, I don't think I have any like total secrets.
Was it your college
Total?
roommate?
But I have like things that I've talked to some people about, but I don't talk to everybody about.
Well, now you need
But
to
that's
tell
just like being, you know, a proper private person.
I see.
But I don't know. I'm pretty loud.
So you get whipped.
What?
It's pretty private.
I
You get
mean,
tied
it
up.
would be, yeah. It would be
You
very
find the
nice.
leather ladies. Where do you find the leather ladies?
At the leather store.
Adds up.
Yeah. Yeah.
They have mannequins at the leather lady store.
That's why he's there.
I see. That's it. They have that back room, like Family Video. Is that where the leather ladies hide? Is in the back room of Family Video?
Madison, who do you want to ask you a card?
Rory, ask me a card.
All right, I'm gonna do the smiley face one.
Nice. Best cards.
Best surprise. Ooh.
Ever just best surprise?
Yeah.
That's all the card fucking says.
Yeah.
So I've been blessed with this curse of like I find treasures on the side of the street, and I found a Blackstone griddle in the middle of the street in the box a few weeks ago.
What's a Blackstone griddle?
And it's like the
Hell
like the
yeah.
hibachi griddles where you like
I still don't
So it's like a blacktop griddle like that of like
looking
a
it up.
restaurant quality.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Like a McDonald's fry, like that kind of quality, but it's a
Yeah, just like
it's
Yeah,
a
but
tiny one. Fits on
it's-
my stove
Yeah.
in my apartment. I was like, what?
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
And then there was the only thing
Make
missing
badass
was the
smash
knob.
burgers.
Yeah, that was one of the first things I made too. And the only thing that was missing was the knob. And then like I said, I found the treasures. I was mowing, found a fucking knob on the ground, dude.
Hell yeah.
Dude.
Yeah.
But then I find like dead animals after I find the treasures,
Yeah,
so it's kind
okay.
Wouldn't that be kind of fitting to like fry them with like the road fryer?
It would be.
Ooh.
Yeah.
of. After I found that, I found a dead cat. And
How
that-
fresh.
Dude, it was fucked. It was pretty.
Okay.
It was.
So like it had maggots.
So it was. My mom got real mad because I'm pretty sure it was Mother's Day, and I was headed to her house, and I see this dead cat, like, and I was like, oh my god, like I'm not the one to pick up roadkill, but it was like had just been hit, like you could
Okay,
kind of
okay,
tell, and I was like, so I wrap it up in a blanket, put it in the back of my car, and I'm like, Mom, I don't know what to do. She's like, you fucking put it back in the street right now.
Ooh.
So then I spun the block and I dropped the cat back in the road. That's very fucked. So then it probably looked like I dropped this cat and
Yeah.
it was wrapped up in a blanket, and I put it on Facebook though. I said, hey, somebody's cat, I moved it. I can't
Yeah.
put it evidence.
They're coming for you.
I bet that was his worst surprise.
It's the yin and the yang, dude. Yin and the yang of everything.
Yeah.
It's like
Yeah.
the better the treasure I find, the better surprise, the worse death I find.
I mean, it's the balance.
I found it's been adapting out of death into like body problems because I found these cool two. I was driving. I said I'm gonna turn down this street. I find two chairs that match the ones in the backyard,
Boom.
and then I throw my back out, and I was like, dude.
Oh, but thank goodness you had the
fuck.
chairs to sit in.
And they're the backyard chairs. There's like it just goes down. You're like, fuck, I can't get out of this, you know. And but you know, I haven't even washed them off yet. But back problems are gone though.
Hey, no,
So
Yeah.
it's like okay.
cool.
It's kind of scary to find shit though sometimes because I
Yeah.
never know. The universe is powerful.
Would you ever forgo a treasure for fear of the backlash?
If it
you
just
found
looks
something-
too cool and you're like, I'm
if
gonna
you
fucking
found
die
like
if I take
okay, so
this.
like recently, I was at an apartment complex helping someone move, and I was throwing trash away, and near the dumpster was a briefcase, like an old Samsonite briefcase, and I just picked it up and left.
Yeah.
Because it was in the trash area, and I was like, "Oh, this is cool. Like, I will use it as a prop for sure."
Yeah.
But it was dirty, whatever. But if there had been like $1 million in there, I would have promptly turned around and put it right back. And
Oh.
like, yeah, no, because that's somebody's money, and like they're not gonna. They're
I'm
gonna come.
taking a grand out.
Okay,
and
well,
then
yeah,
I'll put
yeah,
it
okay,
back,
yeah,
you know?
maybe a
That'd
little
help
bit,
you a
but
lot, you
yeah.
know?
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It is kind. I was thinking that like a week ago. I was like, do I need to stop being so selfish with the treasures I find?
Maybe I
But
should
they're all-
donate
Like
some of these
someone
to
else
charity.
will find them if it's
I
not
did
you.
donate a lot of shit a few weeks ago, but like they always if they don't cater to what I need, then I do leave them.
Okay,
And I
okay.
guess one of the other treasures where it was like, I was so stressed out because I was going to a festival, I was vending my art, and I was just like, in the go where I wasn't even grateful for the find. I found a fucking collapsible wall that I used at my vendor's market that day. I was headed there, and I don't know if I ever found anything after that. No, actually, I bet the payoff was all the nails I found.
Wait,
But-
what? All the
Dude, because at the festival I found about 100 nails on the road, and I picked them all up. So everybody else got
Wait, were
fucked
they in
up
like a
and-
stack, or you just like one by one?
No, it was throughout the whole road back there, dude. It was fucked. Because I can't just not pick up a nail. I feel
They
like
let
that's
her-
good
You
karma.
could, what?
And then
Oh, so it's
So it doesn't pop tires.
yeah, because everybody was parking right there.
like the
I
idea
was
that it was
parked right there.
breadcrumb. It just leads her to a house made of hammers.
yeah, it leads her to like a trailer park.
Yeah, house
They
full
were
of hammers,
rusty
every
nails.
problem is a nail.
They were rusty nails.
Nate, why don't you ask me a card?
All right, I want to know the first. What's the first thing you'd ask a version of yourself that is 20 years older?
20 years older.
Yeah.
Oh, shit. Have we been diagnosed with anything yet? I think. I'd be very curious. Do we have insurance? That's. Yeah, I don't know. That's interesting. I do a lot of thought. I'll idly do. I have like thought experiments hallucinated in my brain of like younger versions of myself, like falling through portals and looking around like current situations. But I don't do a lot of like considering what I would imagine seeing or want to know if I fell through a portal into a future self's domain. I don't think about
Interesting.
that much.
I was thinking it more of like a 20 years in the past pops into you. They have all the knowledge, and you get to ask them one question. I'm adding parameters.
I don't think I'm gonna know.
I know. But
I don't think I'm gonna learn a lot in the next 20 years. Knowing me, I don't.
yeah.
I'm pretty sure I might know less. I think my brain's gonna be turning to pudding. I think in the next 20.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. Rory, who do you wanna?
Taylor asked me a question.
Okay, fine.
Ooh.
Oh, what are those?
Oh
ones?
shit! Oh shit!
Is that a
Oh
lot?
shit!
Can you make?
Rory,
Okay.
you have to marry someone in this room right now. Who is it?
Ani.
Oh.
See, that's why.
Oh, she's
I
not
was
in the
gonna
room.
say
She's
that's
not in the
why.
room. She's not in the room.
fuck.
Holy shit! Ani, stay in the fucking kitchen. This podcast is brought to you by
Alright, so-
Ascol. You can buy your deck at
Here's what
ascol.io.
I would marry Nate, because neither of us are gay, but we would both be cool with the relationship.
Do you guys still fuck? But you're not gay. It's just like
Just the once to
No, we would not.
consummate the
I mean,
marriage.
I think that's kind of a
is that
mutual.
mutual?
Yeah, I think we would
I
have.
mean, so when one party it doesn't consent, it becomes mutual.
So the fact that he talked over
Wait,
me
what?
does show what positions we would have.
Okay. So you're
So-
bottom.
No, yeah, okay. All right, next
You guys
question.
are so sweet.
So, but just because you asked what?
Yeah,
so
no, let's
if-
hang out on this for a second.
I know. I want to make sure that
Can
I
we get a
am
different
understood with
question?
what I said, though. That if one person says no,
Yeah.
that becomes a mutual decision. Like if it's two people, like otherwise you're not. It's not. You don't give. You're not accepting consent.
Okay, yeah.
So, you know,
So you said it was a mutual thing.
I
that
think
we
it'd be
wouldn't
like a
fuck
mutual.
each
We were
other.
married, but like if it came up, like there was like a zombie apocalypse, there was no going outside. We were both kind of, I guess. But
Okay.
like,
Okay. But no. But I
That's
was
really
saying. But
fast to waver on this whole
Yeah,
no
I
fire.
know,
no
right?
I'm
fire.
saying,
Exactly,
I'm saying I can't
exactly.
speak for like Eller. Look,
Last hole on the
I
earth
was making
type
a
of deal.
logic
Right.
joke point.
And I was
of that you didn't consent. So, and she asked if, if it was
I
mutual
appreciate
for me.
that.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
Yeah, and
I would respect your no.
Yeah.
They're so cute
That's
together.
not what I was getting
This
from
is-
that.
Okay.
I said okay.
Yeah. So I needed to
No
clarify.
means go. I thought that's what you
No,
were
that's
saying.
that's why I needed to make sure. Like no, man.
Yeah.
Like no,
So what would you
it's
do-
no for me too. If it's no for him.
Well, okay,
Okay.
so then it's a no for me. So we
what
would
would you
not
do?
have.
You get married and he starts like developing like a zombie like infection just so he can clash.
I start orchestrating the events. But I mean, I could. There are way easier ways to fuck Rory than to marry him.
Let's take him on a third date.
Nate,
All red in the cheeks, Rory.
Hey, Rory, ask me a question.
All right. Worst thing about your favorite thing?
Ooh, that's fun.
Carbohydrates. Yeah, so like my favorite thing is pizza.
Ah, based.
And pizza's great because it's like all the food groups. It's got like infinite possibilities. It's its own plate. It's all these things.
It's its own plate.
But it's got so many carbohydrates.
Yeah.
But if you could, and you can, but just like you can find a way. There is a way. I've made pizza with meat as the crust.
What?
And it
Whoa.
like I've made it with like a hamburger based crust.
That's like keto.
Wasn't as good. Yeah, because I've done that.
Isn't that just like a
You've done
cheeseburger at
keto?
that point?
Kinda. And so
Yeah.
it's like I didn't love that. But then what I did like was I took like canned chicken and shredded it up, mixed it with some mozzarella, and then seasoned it.
Yeah.
And then like patted it down real thin in like a baking sheet.
That sounds kind of good.
And like turned it into like almost like a deep dish pizza crust
Ooh.
of this chicken and cheese. And then I've also had cauliflower pizza crust, but those are all just imitations of the carbohydrates that make it so good.
Makes sense.
I'm like
makes
Oprah.
sense.
I love bread.
Hell yeah.
Rory, I did a trick just for you. 'cause you
What?
handed
With the
me
vape trick?
Let me do it again.
I missed it.
All right, so
Whoa.
that was pretty
Yeah,
cool.
dude,
I'm
I'm.
a
Punch
vape
inhaling
guy.
is a trick.
Yeah, that was a
No,
vape.
I could maybe do a donut. Let me try.
What's it?
There you go.
Yeah,
Some
you
ring
kind
on
of got
it.
that. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Madison,
Thank you.
who do you want
Yeah.
to ask you a card?
Nate, ask my card.
All right.
Everybody keeps picking the smiley face for me.
Because you're a delight.
Yeah, we would.
Best thing you could hear your parents say growing up.
Could I do like the best thing that I wish I didn't hear growing up?
Yeah.
I suppose you can answer the question however you choose to.
I guess my dad always used to say, "Stop crying."
Yeah, my dad said that to me a lot too.
I wish,
Yeah.
but I guess it did turn into what I wanted him to say, after me just not crying. I turned it off, young age. He said, "Hey, you can cry now."
Yeah.
So it kind of,
Uh-huh.
that's
Yeah.
You're
probably.
like, pick a lane, Dad.
Right.
What the
Yeah.
fuck?
So was your dad emotional or not emotional?
In his own ways, and
Okay.
I was just talking
That's a
about
no.
this.
Yeah.
Like, so the other day I was like, he's like, you always take my stepmom's side, and I was like, it's because I love you, Dad. It's because I love you and care for you. And it was kind of sweet. We had to talk about it, and I said, no, yeah, this happens like maybe. What's a millennial? What's a
1,000 years.
bicentennial?
200 years.
Oh shit.
Yeah.
Maybe once in a bicentennial. So
Okay. One
Yeah.
to two. Okay. Yeah. Gotcha.
he's got some emotions there,
Yeah, I got you. So my dad, very emotional dude.
Yeah.
Cries at the drop of a hat,
Oh,
but
wow.
then when he was mad, he would be like, "Stop crying, to the point
as if
that I
he
like
was-
turned it off.
Yeah.
And then
Have to.
when we've like talked as adults, he's like, "Well, Nathan, you've never really been all that emotional." I'm like, what are you talking about? Like,
Yeah.
because it got shouted out of me.
Yeah.
Oh,
Is that a
that's crazy.
comedian thing, I wonder? wonder?
Yeah.
What do you guys?
I mean, I think it's just kind of a human thing.
Yeah.
Maybe
Yeah.
Being
parents
told not
don't
to
like
cry,
it.
you're
Yeah.
crying.
Yeah. Been told not to cry.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Especially for men, yeah, they're like, stop,
Yeah.
that's not hot. Stop crying, dude.
Yeah, that's what they tell you when you're a kid. They're like, that's not hot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Such a turn off. Don't cry.
do everything
Children
for
are
the
supposed to be
female
looked
gaze.
at and jerked off to, not heard. What are you fucking?
Come and get him.
Oh, Rory.
All right.
Ask me a good card.
Ooh, okay. Number 1.
God damn it.
The first time you felt you'd started fresh.
I don't know.
Right after a
I don't think I've never. Probably, I don't, fuck. Probably the first time, the first time I moved into an apartment that I didn't have a roommate, probably. That's, yeah.
I love that feeling.
Usually, yeah. I have, like, borderline manic episodes where I'll think that, this is a new season of, like, the TV show, you know?
Yeah.
Like, this is a new cast, new everything. And then, like, maybe a week later, and all of the context from the previous seasons is making that delineation meaningless already.
A couple of recurring villains show up.
Yeah, something like that, yeah. Mostly me.
Sweet,
yeah.
sweet sapping.
Put a different hat on.
But yeah, no, I think in 2020 I moved into an apartment by myself after ending a pretty long relationship, and I think that was probably one of the hardest resets to
Yeah.
things for.
Did you have a glow up or glow down?
I don't think I glue in any direction that particular time. It was just more of a circumstantial reset, but no improvement or degradation in any.
I see.
Yeah, just different.
You are, yeah.
No. Well, I wasn't any different. It was just everything else.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. So you were the problem in the.
Always, yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Rory.
All right. Madison, ask me a question.
Okay.
By the way, you just nailed it.
You did. You've
Yeah.
consistently gotten it.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
at that
like
time, I wanted to feel a little gratification.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
What are you gratified about?
Oh, was that the question? Thanks. I appreciate. Yay! We're healing on this show.
Yeah.
Yeah. This question better not undo the progress we've made.
What do we got, Madison?
What's the worst thing you've ever said or done to impress a crush?
I think. Well. Next question.
No, you gotta.
No.
We're gonna sit in this. We're gonna
have
sit
to
in this.
know.
and you're gonna-
Okay, so there
You
was.
can lie.
No. Oh, okay. I was
We'll
like,
know,
yeah,
though.
no, it's only 10 inches when it was 12. That's what happened.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And she was like, okay, I'm not going to talk to you anymore because those weird things for you to say. No, but actually, no, I tried to be political smart one time to impress a crush, and then I didn't know what to say to sound smart and kind of just.
You American psychoed?
Yeah. No, that was the whole conversation. I started saying my actual opinions, and it all went downhill.
Oh no.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah. Let's
Lesson learned.
the penis thing was canon, Aura.
Episode title.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we appreciate you sharing with us, Dan.
Rory, ask me a question.
Okay. We haven't done any white cards.
In a while.
How have you disappointed your parents, other than not crying?
No, crying was what disappointed them. I certainly have not always lived up to my potential, like in life, and they were always a like do your best kind of crowd, and so I would say like the disappointment would be in the failing to achieve what I am capable of. But I've had plenty of success and like enjoy my life, and like they love me, and so like it's not a big deal. But I would say like that is probably a thing. I could tell like specific stories, but they would be hella bummers.
Yeah.
Comment below if you're a lazy piece of shit and tell us a story about something in your life.
Yeah.
I gotta stop telling people to comment below because like I watch these. Oh hell yeah!
What the fuck even is that?
Hell yeah! Thank you, Ani, for these mango lime
That is delicious.
smoothies.
Holy shit.
All right, and this shouldn't be a weird question, but there's no alcohol in this, right? All right,
not a
cool,
margarita,
cool.
it's just
All right, I figured as
Oh,
much,
it's good too. Hell yeah!
Fresh mango.
Fresh mango.
All right. Well,
That is delicious.
Okay.
I need to put a misophonia trigger warning in at this moment. But that doesn't do anything for the live listeners.
True.
Comment below.
Comment.
Chat.
Comment below. Chat. Are these real? No. Who's Madison?
turn?
I think it's your turn to be asked a question.
Taylor asked me a card.
Oh, fine. Madison, in what ways don't you trust yourself?
A lot of ways, dude. I like doubt myself every day.
Yeah? Do you wonder if you have schizophrenia ever?
Dude, like there was like a whole year where I was like, I think this might be something, but then it kind of through like TikTok education, I think it might be BPD, but I don't know. I've kind of managed it. There's definitely. I hope I don't quit my job soon because that's kind of a bad habit. Like we're all like I can't. Just
What's the longest you've ever been at one job?
2.5 years.
Okay.
I was at a factory. That was before I knew who I was. You know.
Okay. When did you find out who you were?
Once
old?
Once I quit.
How old?
Well, I don't know. I don't know who I am, but I found out that there could be more than just
Factories?
conveyor belts and
Yeah.
big checks.
How old were you?
I started there when I was 20, I think,
Okay.
and then 22 when I quit. So it was like overnights.
Gotcha.
I never-
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
nights will fucking, yeah.
Dude, then it
I
went to
worked
12
nights
hours.
for about a year and a half and never again.
I
dude.
liked it, but then they like started expecting me to like actually like know what I'm doing and shit. And I
That shit'll
just-
age you, dude.
It did too.
Yeah.
Like looking at like pictures of me when I first started,
Yep.
had braces, you know,
I had a
still
lot
a young
more hair
one.
before I
Yeah?
worked nights. Yeah.
I feel like I don't know. I feel like I am aging quick though. I think the summer's tainted my eyes,
Interesting.
and yeah, I don't know if it's because they're blue or if I just like
Yeah.
I stare at the clouds a lot.
Fair.
A lot of things. I don't know. That's maybe something that I like. What was the question again? I think you could tie back to that.
In what ways do you not trust yourself?
Yeah, right there. I'll stare at the clouds. They're so pretty. And then I'm like, why can't I see it on my left eye? Why is it blurry? I'm looking with the 15-19 vision here.
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess infatuating myself in beautiful things, you know. It's a good example. I feel like the clouds can represent a lot of things in life. I have this like spiel that I go on about how I wish I was a cloud, but then really that's just an atom, right? And if I could just be an atom in the slim chance that maybe someday I could partake in the beautiful mass of a cloud, then I would spend an eternity, a bicentennial in a pond, you know? But that also is like I shouldn't trust myself with that because then it's like, damn, maybe instead of the 300 years that I picked 7,000, like in that scenario, and then
Right.
it's like I got to be a cloud for 2 seconds. But at least I got to be a cloud. And that can be your life, too. Technically, we're all atoms. Even if your name's not Adam, you can still partake in something beautiful.
I feel like this is the closest I'm ever going to get to having Kanye West on my podcast.
I'll have what she's having.
Oh.
Maybe we should have switched the plate. What'd you put in these?
Nate, you want to ask me a card?
Yeah. Do you have a card you want to be
Just
asked?
not the firsts, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh,
anything
yeah,
but
you
that.
can-
If I have a preference, now you can do with that
Yeah,
information
no,
what
I
you
know,
want.
I got you. Worst state in our little experiment
Oh,
in the USA.
Texas, I think.
Why?
Definitely Texas. What?
Why?
They're just retarded. I don't know. It just. I don't. You got.
Sounds personal.
Yeah.
It definitely is, but also I think it's also objectively just true. Like I don't know, there's a lot of shady shit that went down with how we established Texas, right? Like the territory for it. With we offered to buy a bunch of Mexico and they said no, so we started a war so that we could force them to let us buy it for a way shittier price than the shitty price we initially offered. And then there's the whole Austin comedy scene, which is dumb and retarded and gay. And it's not, which is the annoying part.
I just want to say is that, Tony, if you're watching, I don't support that. Give me a salt.
Tony, if you're watching, why aren't you watching your own show? Think about that. You're not watching your own show.
I don't think I'd like Tony.
Yeah.
Oh my God. What if he does watch his own show?
He does, definitely.
That's got to be a bad experience, right? Did you watch the last? It doesn't matter. Okay. The last episode of Kill Tony was actually kind of fun. I skimmed through it. Ari Maddie was on, so I was like, okay, we'll see if there's some fun stuff there, and there was. Ari Maddie's a fucking pro.
Yeah.
It was fun because you could watch Tony get upset that Ari was being really funny, and he was like, Tony would try to get in on it, and Ari wouldn't yes and what he was pitching because it was just bad, and he couldn't like call him out for it because like the audience was on Ari's side. It was really fun. It's really great. I love it. But yeah, no, Texas sucks. Austin sucks. Lubbock sucks. Houston sucks. Phoenix sucks. I don't know. We're going to make enemies with everybody. And if you're watching this and you live in Texas, comment below, call me a retard, and explain why I'm wrong. Rory, who do you want to ask you a card?
Nate, ask me a question.
Okay. What are the signs that someone uniquely understands you?
They call you by the wrong name, perhaps.
Well, actually, I'll give an actual answer. I would say that if you don't feel like you're putting on any type of performance when you're talking to them. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was very thoughtful.
Yeah.
Can you guys say that was thoughtful?
I've heard better.
Rory, you're a thought.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I don't know.
No, that was thoughtful.
Yeah.
Good job, Rory.
Yeah.
Thanks.
Proud of
Hey, yeah. Yeah. Yeah, guys are disqualified.
Hey, Madison, ask me a question.
Okay. Worst reason to get divorced?
Worst reason to get divorced? So like, oh man, because everything, like, if you slice the world small enough down, like everything boils down to communication. So
True.
like, if you that ultimately becomes the reason. No matter what the thing is, I don't know. Marriage sucks, just in general. It's hard.
Have you been married?
Yeah, and divorced.
Oh.
But I don't know. I understand like commitment, but like, why does the government need to be involved?
Yeah.
What does that mean? What do you mean when
Money.
you say that, Nate? What do you mean? What do you mean? Why does the government? When you say I understand commitment, but why does the government need to be involved? What's behind that? What's your beef with the government being involved in your marriage? What about the government being involved made your marriage worse than it would have been if the government had not been involved?
So I don't. So there's nothing specifically that is in my was in my marriage that was worse. Like we used a mediator. We handled our split of our assets ourselves.
So why do you have beef with the government being involved in your marriage?
Because I think that the government giving in tax incentives to people to be in a coupling that is primarily supported by the religious institution that underlies a lot of the problems that exist in our country. That's the beef that I have with it. And then also, like, it's nobody's business who is with who, and so like the government saying like, oh, these people, because it's like and then it's a court,
a fuck registry.
On some level, but it's a way to create in and out groups that is unnecessary because people can manage their own relationships.
Okay.
Yeah, makes
yeah.
sense.
Got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
yeah,
Cool.
Yeah,
Thanks.
I've never been married.
yeah. I'm probably never gonna get married. So
I don't plan to get married again.
yeah,
I'd get married if they're about to die. You know, they were terminal.
Yeah.
And
Before I get
rich.
married.
Yeah.
Yeah, that one.
Yeah.
yeah. Well, so I think I'm gonna ask Taylor to ask me a question. How was that?
Madison, who do you want to ask you?
Oh.
a question?
You
Rory
gotta-
asked me a question.
Okay, I'm gonna do a scorecard. Gloves are off. Worst question to be asked.
That one right
pretty meta.
there, dude.
Yeah. Oh God, it's real.
I guess since this is a comedian podcast.
Will you marry me?
Oof, I've never been asked that, dude. That'd be. You're joking, right? No, but I guess when I like, you know, when you tell people like, yeah, I'm a comedian, I make a joke every once in a while. They're like, tell me your favorite joke, or like, tell me a joke. I guess that's more of a like a command, but
Yeah.
it's still kind of like a, you know.
It's yeah.
Well,
It's a request.
what's your response?
I usually don't say anything. I say, nah, I'm
No, I'm not that type of comedian.
not that.
Yeah, I'm not the joke kind.
Yeah, no.
I'm more
you
of
just
the
got you got to be
public
there in the
flashing
moment.
kind.
She's a storyteller.
Yeah, yeah. Because if I really start going into them, I'm gonna just start rambling and talk about the clouds and shit. And then this bitch ain't funny at all. And it's, you know, yeah.
That was very funny.
Madison's
ask
very
me.
insecure.
Sometimes, sometimes. But when I'm around you, I feel more secure about myself. So
Oh, weird. Okay.
yeah.
I
Thank you
get
for
that.
that.
A lot, and I don't know why, because I'm constantly tearing people down.
It's because you're projecting on how insecure
Well,
you
no,
are.
it's that
I believe it. I
we,
believe it.
we
That makes
feel
sense.
good that you're taking the effort to attempt to fuck with us.
Yeah.
Yeah, that makes sense. I can see why that's an easy mistake to make, I suppose. Yeah. Rory, why don't you ask me a question?
Okay. I'm gonna ask you one of the scary ones.
Those aren't the ones I'm scared of. That's,
The intimacy ones. I'm still gonna go with this one. What do you think hell is like, or what's your version of it? You not?
that's interesting. It's a worst card, but it's not. Okay.
I mean,
That's
that's,
Yeah, I
It assumes
suppose.
hell, it assumes hell is the
yeah.
worst location.
That's interesting because I've been on podcasts where I'll like generate like hypothetical hells for other people, and I've never. I think my person. What do I think hell is like? I think that hell is a unfortunate consequence of having an improper set and setting for that burst of DMT that goes off in your brain when you die. So it's probably like if you're it's going to be whatever the worst case scenario for your bad trip as you blink out is. So for me, it'd probably be just I'd be at a Costco, I think. Be at a Costco, walking down the row of aisles that have the samples on
Yeah.
them, and like the people behind the sample carts would be like all the people who I am conscious of having like lied to or disappointed or hurt in some way,
Yeah.
and like I'm not allowed to leave the sample aisle until I've like acknowledged the ways in which I've hurt those people to those people, and then they'll let me go to the next sample aisle, and like all the food just tastes like oatmeal or something. Probably, I don't know. That'd probably be, and then it's just an infinite regress of that because like oof, life is long.
Yeah.
You know.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Well, it's hell. Okay, listen, that's not gonna be. There's no
Thought of
kid
this a
gloves in
lot.
this place. No, that's
Yeah.
You think about hell a lot, Rory?
Right now I am. I don't know.
He's in hell.
No, I have a thing probably once every 6 months where I think I could be wrong about this hell thing, and that would be really bad.
True.
Yeah.
But is that enough of a reason
You know,
to
it usually
like have
isn't. I
faith?
usually still finish.
Beautiful. Beautiful.
I think that 6 month thing is kind of a
The 6 months?
exaggeration.
No, it's honestly probably once every 6 months. Yeah. I do. I
You
don't
know, just to stave off the prostate cancer. Oh, Rory. Rory.
Good job, Rory.
Who do you want to ask you a question?
All right, Taylor, ask me a question.
Hell yeah. Okay, I'm gonna go for one of the intimacy cards because I think that
Can it be
because you
about my
projected
opinion
onto
on-
me
on
that
Star Trek characters and how they interact.
no, it has to be Rory. What problems do you see in the relationships of those around you? I feel like this is a good question for you.
Well, no. I think that within the sphere as comedians, we tend to value like.
Attention.
No, I would just say like access to cigarettes generally.
Comedy is like prison in that way.
Okay, honest answer. This is actually it's going to be a non-comedian thing. I don't like when you're a comic and you have a non-comic friend and they try really hard to be funny and get really upset if you don't laugh. I have a friend who ruins every fucking movie night doing this. So yeah, that's my answer.
Wow.
Yeah.
You think that
That's a
he's doing
bummer.
that because he knows that you do comedy?
Yeah. It's
Okay.
like, yeah. No, it's okay.
Okay.
So I used to be in a band, right?
Okay.
And I'm
I believe
shit
it.
at guitar, right? And I have
believe
a
it.
friend who's like a prodigy. So I would play in front of him and try to fish compliments, and that's the worst thing to do.
And now you're paying for it.
Yeah, no, I know.
karmically.
Now the other friend who was okay at drums
His
has
treasures.
True.
Yeah. Hey, this juice is good though. I like this.
It's really good.
It is
Thank you so
really
much,
good.
honey.
Yes.
This is a new fan
It
favorite.
was delicious.
I've been
Yeah.
staring at the bubbles in it.
Taylor, would you ask me a question, please?
Why not? Let's see. I'm gonna personal question. I asked you that last time. I'm gonna fucking. I asked you that one last time. What the fuck? We're gonna do a worst card because. Okay, Nate, what's the worst date idea?
Like a group lobotomy. Because like I really want my wits about me on a date. So.
That's the fourth date. Is the yeah? You get them. Hell yeah. Any thoughts, Rory?
No, dude.
Worst date idea,
He-
one that
he
you
was
don't fuck
lobotomized.
on.
Yeah.
That was a terrible date.
Madison.
Nate, ask me a card.
Are some humans' lives worth more than others?
Specify which ones.
Name names.
And I was
The question is open ended.
I feel like if I were to say yes, then I would be one of the lives that is lesser compared to somebody. So it's kind of like, no.
So you're
Self-preservative, no.
Yeah.
yeah.
And then with that being said, that equals out to me being one of the worser
yeah.
people. But then
So
it's
deep
like,
down, you do believe that some people, because you think that you're worth less than some other people. So
I
that,
think some people are genuinely evil.
You think you're genuinely evil?
I think most white people are genuinely evil.
Okay.
I think it's
Interesting.
something
Hot take.
that's inbred in DNA that
Yeah.
this now world, like it's kind of shitty because there's
Wait.
an active choice that white people
Top
need to make.
most elevated white person.
Most elevated,
Yeah,
like
Taylor
who's
Swift.
like who's ascended the white colonial cruelty the most?
probably my junior year history teacher, Miss Nelson.
Okay.
Shout out.
Shout out.
But I don't know her outside of the classroom, so it could have been a
Ooh,
projection.
She might be
been out
dumping
there.
those cats on the highway.
Dude, she could have been, yeah. And the lawn chairs. It's all she's been following me, dude. Damn it.
She's the treasure. And the
And the nails.
nails.
Dude, it all adds up. Do you guys ever see people like that you like kind of know but not know, but you just see them out in the wild
Yeah,
like
you don't know
multiple
if they are.
times?
But you know that you've seen them.
Yeah.
Or like you're like you see
just
him
see him a lot,
multiple times.
different
Yeah,
places,
there's
and-
this
yeah.
one guy I
But you've
keep
never
seeing
met him.
around town, and like I know him, but like acquaintance, and I'm like, is there something deeper there? Is there like is like Miss Nelson style? Like is it's like I don't know. Somewhere in our timelines there's gonna be like a very like needed quest or journey, and somehow we
and they're like, we
lock
need
in,
the
you know?
noblest Caucasian woman.
yeah.
I
What does noblest mean?
Well,
most
you.
noble.
yeah, the most
Like
distant.
Barnes.
What? I'd say
Barnes
noble.
and Noble. I
Yeah. Well,
still don't.
Well,
it's
so-
still-
It's like high class, high standard, like that they're
Oh.
good.
Yeah, yeah.
It comes from like nobility, like
Well,
upper
but not-
class, and then there's this weird like equivocation of in humanity and specifically white culture. The higher class you are,
Well, I
it's
don't think
assumed
that's
the
white
better
culture
you are, and
specifically.
so the word noble gets just called like good.
yeah. Yeah.
You think I'm noble, Rory?
Oh, yeah, I
I think
appreciate.
you're
Yeah,
great.
you know what? I think you're noble.
Therefore, I'm good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Noble.
I own land. I must be better than the people who don't own land.
Who work the land? Yeah.
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 So you were talking about seeing people around town. I go to the bathroom the same time as a guy at the airport pretty often. It's like we both we don't work near each other, but we both like walk into the bathroom at the same time pretty regularly.
Isn't that interesting?
Yeah.
I
don't
have,
know
like-
him. I just know it's like
have you
we're on
ever-
the same schedule.
Same bowel movements.
Yeah.
It's like how when ladies sync up, you shit it
Yeah.
up.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know, Brandon Vieira has beef with a very specific homeless couple in Kansas City. That's
Ooh.
that he just sees around. And then I started seeing them around because they were around the Bird on Thursdays for a while. And Brandon was
I
like,
have-
I don't like those guys. It's
I
like,
got beef with somebody.
they just annoy him. He doesn't like how they conduct themselves. They're annoying. But Brandon really takes it personally. It's very funny to watch him get frustrated by it. It's really
Do you think
interesting.
it's just for the lore, or like, do you think?
Ask for all your money.
Oh,
How dare they? It's they will. They'll
they just
ask
keep
for money, and
going.
if you give them money, they'll be like, "That's
Yeah.
it." And yeah,
Dude, they'd give
it's
me-
very uncomfortable.
they go to the ATM with me, man. I guess.
They would. They'd
Oh, yeah.
probably escort you to the nearest.
They
one.
would.
Yeah.
See, last night at the mic, I was trying to find 3/4. I had a quarter. I wanted to play pool, and I asked this guy at the slots, like, "Hey, man, can I get $1?" He's like, "I don't just hand money out." I said, "I'm sorry, I'm sorry, dude. Fuck off."
You should ask me. Okay.
Shoulda, coulda, woulda.
Ask a
Needed
comic.
to, but didn't.
Well, he was just
Comics are
throwing
very
money
famous.
away.
Yeah, comics very famously have very small sums of money on
Yeah.
them. So if
I
you
had
coulda-
nothing.
Yeah.
I had nothing,
enough.
and I needed everything. So.
yeah.
I was even gonna wash my car, like vacuum out my car before the mic, and at 1/4, I said, "Dude."
You were 1/4 short.
Because I'm big on using my change, like when I go to Sonic, get a drink in the morning.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I love doing
I know
that.
they hate me, dude. They're like, "Here comes this bitch again."
Yeah. I have a bunch of Chipotle gift cards for like $2.83 on them each.
Because what you get is
No,
is
Because they
$7
start out with $10.
Yeah. I'm gonna have my day. I actually didn't have the confidence to do that today, so I just have them all sitting in my dresser.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you guys believe in like money hacks? Like, okay, reference. I was at Walgreens the other day, and I bought a bunch of shit. Too much shit. It was like $50, and then they gave me this $5 cash if I come spend $20 more. And I'm looking at this walking out the door, and I'm like, let me go back in. I said, can I return half of this, buy it with this coupon, get $5 off? She's like, well, I guess, but it would be for future. And I said, so... And I left it alone because I know how to, I'm like,
Yeah.
okay, let me read the room. But I really left there unfulfilled because could I have returned half of my items and then possibly gotten another $5 thing and
Yeah.
then returned the other half after buying it and then just like inevitably got it for free,
I don't
maybe
know.
Infinite money
eventually.
glitch.
Yeah.
Dude,
You
and I'm
should-
like,
Are there more than one Walgreens in Topeka?
Yeah, we
Have
have
you
like
used these
4 of them.
goods already?
It was like tampons.
Yeah.
What I needed them. They're consumable.
I don't know. I think you
get
should
it.
Yeah.
you should have gone for it.
But like,
I should. Sometimes I just
Yeah.
back out of things.
I don't know.
sometimes
You need
like,
more confidence. Both
Yeah.
of you.
Yeah.
I
You
don't know.
need more
I think
confidence
sometimes
for
they
your...
leave glitches in the Matrix to figure out who's really red pilled.
Yeah. We should go hit a lick on Walgreens.
Have you ever had like one of the? Have you ever had one of those self checkout machines glitch out on it? In 2018, I had a Target machine. I asked for $20 in cash back, and it gave me 60, and I was like, oh shit.
I dreamed
Yeah.
of
That was one of the most. That was one of the best things that's
I mean,
ever
you
happened to
remembered
me.
the year, so
Well, I remember the year because I remember where I lived at
Oh,
the
I
time,
gotcha.
and there was like a span of like 6 years where I was moving every year. So
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm moving like every day.
and you're supposed to. Like, you say 10,000 steps. Is good.
I was very depressed. Okay, Rory. Whose turn is it to pick a card? I'm losing. Rory, whose turn is it to pick a card?
Don't
Do you
ask
know
me.
this time?
Don't ask me.
I just asked.
on me.
This is all
All right, I
based
can
on
pick a
the
card.
on humans. Some humans
Oh,
better
okay,
than
gotcha,
others.
gotcha, yeah.
Everything came after that.
So-
Rory,
Taylor's
ask me
turn.
another card.
We haven't done these ones.
You haven't done these ones.
God damn it! Can
Well,
I?
go ahead. Go
Who do
ahead.
you admire most in the room?
Oh, okay. Ooh. Rory's very tall.
Yeah, I get that a lot.
Jelly.
Me too, man. Holy shit.
Yeah.
He's taller than Keith. It's crazy.
I am. I learned that last night.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Nate's very, very open and upfront about like who he is, and I like that a lot.
Yeah.
He's very. I respect. I respect, and I'm jealous of the lack of barriers around your fucking head.
Thank you.
And Madison's just fucking bananas. I'm very jealous of that. Your lateral thinking is it's a fire hose of words that and you don't do this. You can just talk. You talk through all those ideas that you're just getting, and you talk like you've had time to assemble them. And I'm very jealous of that.
And she has cool art.
Yeah, she has cool art. I hate Ani famously, so that's.
What do you admire?
You make real good smoothies. That's you're a very giving person.
10 out of
I
10.
appreciate that as something that I don't that I can't relate to, but wish I could relate to. So, yeah. That's gonna be my way of talking my way out of answering the
You didn't
question.
answer, yeah.
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Myself. No,
I knew you were gonna say that, so I knew it.
I'm only saying that because I'm
Pleasure
stealing
beer.
it from. That's what I love that I love that Rory hates that answer because it's the answer that he gave when he was asked that card.
But that's still kind of a different case. I think
No,
I
it's
have
the
some
same
more-
exact card.
Look, I've grown a lot as a person.
He's very tall.
Yeah. All right. So someone asking me a question.
Yes.
Yes.
Oh, growth. Nate, ask me a question.
All right. The first time you felt you'd made a true friend.
He was in a band.
No.
One guy was a prodigy.
Okay, I remember there was this time when I was playing with my brother and we were little kids and we had like Power Rangers and we were going at it. And my brother just kind of stood up and he's like, "Hey, toys are for children." And he walked off. And at that point, I met my imaginary friend.
All right.
Yeah.
How tall were they?
Oh, no, they were much shorter. Even at the time, they were much, much shorter. They're also not as good as Mario Kart.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
The ghosts.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. And so were you right about your imaginary friend being a true friend?
Yeah, no, he's still here today.
Oh,
Yeah,
beautiful.
He's been talking to me through the walls the whole
Nice.
time.
Awesome.
Yeah.
I lost my imaginary friend in the back of my grandpa's pickup truck when I was like 12.
Oh shit! What happened to him?
No, like my grandpa's pickup truck's like filled with stuff. He was a
Yeah.
farmer, and so just we moved stuff around, and he just got lost back there, and I never found him again. Like, yeah.
Your
Like,
brain developed a little bit that day.
yeah, and it's just like, oh, he's,
disappeared.
and like that's the last time I had talked to him, he was back there, and like so that's just where he was
To
and-
this day.
Yeah, I mean, well, yeah, and that truck's gone, and Grandpa's dead, so like, who knows where?
What was his
Still
name?
out there.
Chip.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, wait, he's a human?
I mean, that was.
Oh, yeah. Mine was like Spyro the Dragon.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool. Yeah, no,
Yeah.
I definitely probably. I mean, I contextualized him like as he was like a kid like me.
Okay.
I believe that Spyro the Dragon would be horrible at Mario Kart.
I wish I had
Only
an
straight
imaginary
lines.
friend as a child.
I wish I
Yeah.
had a dragon, dude. Holy
Yeah.
shit.
Well, he
You
wasn't
know-
my dragon. He had his own rights.
Well, yeah, I wouldn't.
But he was a dragon.
You didn't have a receipt.
Yeah.
I used to see shit as a kid.
Really? I used to. Yeah. What did you see?
Well, I was literally thinking of this a few weeks ago. I remember laying in bed, and I was like, it felt so real. Maybe it was just like sleep paralysis, but I was laying in bed. It was dark, and this little guy peeked around the dresser, like a little elf, like maybe like a creepy tall, like this, like big enough where it could still like get you, but like small enough where it's not, normal. And I swear to the universe, dudes, whatever the fuck this is, that there was something there. I said, Mommy. She came in, she's like, there's nothing here. And I was like, dude, it was there. I also seen what's them bald cats?
What?
The bald cat.
Siamese.
Oh, like
cat.
Siamese.
Siamese
Yeah.
cat. Yeah, at the end of
Sphinx
my
cat.
bed.
Sphinx.
Yeah, dude. I
Siamese
woke
cats
up
aren't bald.
and it I
Just
seen it,
tan.
and then I laid back down. It bit me in the neck.
Whoa.
And I remember feeling it, dude. And I thought it was sleep paralysis. Somebody's like, no, you don't feel stuff in sleep paralysis.
Mhm.
And I was like, I don't know, dude. Always been a little psycho.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
you said a cat bit you in the neck,
Yeah, dude.
like for real, or that
I don't know. It
the
felt
vision?
real.
Okay.
Well, it obviously
okay.
wasn't. I woke up straight. Like I
Okay.
was gay the night before, but but I was okay.
That's
the
the
next
weirdest
day.
vampire roles ever. Oh.
So you have no friends, Rory?
No, I have plenty of friends.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I have like 2.5. I'm in trouble with one of them right now.
I like that. I like that kind of
Yeah. That,
qualification there. Have
yeah.
been demoted.
It's actually 2 guys for a recorder.
Okay, yeah.
But yeah, friendship's good. I like friends.
I've heard great things.
Yeah, I've heard the demo's all right. I still like the imaginary one more.
Yeah.
Feel that.
Yeah.
Feel that. They're always there.
Yeah.
Till they're not. Sorry, that was dark.
true.
Madison, will you ask me a question?
What is this one?
Those are sad cards.
Oh.
Oh, hell yeah.
Okay. What difficult or painful experience would you recommend to anyone? Number 2.
So I would recommend the experience of like
Losing your imaginary friend.
going like taking your story of like the worst moments of your life and like in a safe environment, like talking about them and understanding who you were in that moment, like with like objective, like honesty, and then be able to then give that same perspective to all the other people in the story, and then just be like, people were probably trying their best, and then even if they weren't, like being able to separate yourself from actions, but like doing the work of that, I think is incredibly painful, but I think it would help a lot of people like understand how they fit together with everyone else.
So do you think you have like a better ability to like forgive people because of this?
I don't think I have a better ability to forgive anybody. I don't think I'm better at anything, but I do think that like I have been able to gain a lot of empathy that I give to other people
Yeah.
But where I fall short is I don't give any of that to myself, and so like not bragging, but that's the work that I still have to work on. But I think like the work that I have already done, like, has been helpful because you can be mad at the situations that you were in, if that fits what it was for you. But like being mad about what happened then now doesn't make what happened not happen.
Yeah. No.
So it's like, how can I solve? Yeah, we can't change time. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think I'm better at it, but I just think that would be a valuable experience for everyone.
No, I got it. Yeah.
Do you think you're better at not being better?
Yeah, I think I'm the worst.
Okay.
Yeah.
You're the best at being the worst?
Sure.
Okay.
Or the worst at being the best.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Good job.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think it's your turn to ask somebody to ask you a question.
Rory, hit me with a card.
Which card have you been asked the most?
The smiley face card.
Which card have you been asked the least?
Okay, now it's my turn to be asked a question.
No. All right, don't ask Taylor. All right. Taylor, or now, I'll follow the rules. A worst parenting mistake.
I'm not a parent, so...
No, like I think you meant.
Birth.
I do give my parents a lot of shit about...
Wait, actually, have you ever played The Sims? Mm-hmm. What's the worst mistake you made while managing a sim?
Oh, I played once, maybe.
But, like, what happened?
They died. Certainly.
I think I just left him. I was just got bored.
Wow.
I
She's
think
the one that puts the cats in the street.
I think it was on somebody's like DS, and then I was just
Yeah,
like, hey, like,
just left those dumpster sims out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rotten universe.
God, I love the Nintendo
Dude,
DS.
that's scary. And I literally, on the way here, I was thinking about, I went to Panera, changed my tampon, and then I was like, should I take this with me? Because when is cloning going to be like a real thing where they can just like steal your DNA? Like, do I need to wipe the rim off? Like it's...
Yeah.
What if they take my tampon and they get the
They
DNA
clone
from
me.
it, and now they have all of my biometrics data, and they know what ads to sell me?
Because
What
have you
the
guys
fuck?
seen Black Mirror? You guys have
Yeah,
watched? That shit scared the fuck out of me, dude. Because I'm like, damn, like...
the one where he clones the dude's kid and like blows him up in space.
Yeah, dude,
Yeah.
that's so scary. And then
Yeah.
he can keep doing that. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I was talking to my friend about this. She's like, well, I don't give a fuck. It's not me. And I'm like, but it is.
But
dude.
you don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like you would feel something. You'd have an anxiety attack. You're like, why am I anxious?
Yeah.
It's because your clone in this metaverse
That's
is
what
getting
it is.
tortured.
That's what happens when you get diarrhea.
Yeah.
Like that's what
Yeah, dude, yeah, you died in the simulation.
Yeah.
and that's,
one of the permutations.
that does kind of make me feel bad for the Sims I've left.
And that's why when you
Yeah.
have like a lot of diarrhea, it's like multiple cataclysmic events and multiple timelines.
Damn. That makes me think of this one game. I didn't play a lot of games, but there's this game. I don't even know the game, but you could like run around in a field and you could put stuff in your backpack. And I would always grab the squirrels.
It's every video.
And you could just grab the squirrels. And at one point, it's like that, like, oh, when did your parents pick you up for the last time? When was the last time I got on that game, and how many squirrels were in my backpack? Poor squirrels, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah,
No, I've done a lot of bad shit.
You just
video
left
games.
all those squirrels
just
in your
zeros
Nintendo
now.
DS.
Dude, I don't even know where my DS is now. I don't know what happened. I went through like a minimalist phase freshman year. I
Yeah.
had like 2 shirts. No DS, dude.
Hey, during winter, did you have to wear them both at once?
Yeah, dude.
double up.
Yeah, I had a sweatshirt, and I think.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, Mom, I need your coat. And she's like, what happened to yours? I bought you a coat. I'm like, Mom, I'm a minimalist. I don't need a coat.
What's the most expensive thing you threw away?
Maybe the DS.
My future.
I feel like I'm a bit of a pack rat now because I feel like I did throw a lot of shit away.
Yeah.
Honestly, since I'm an artist, probably paintings that I've just kind of given
Yeah.
away. And like, in the eye of the beholder, it could have sold for millions. You know?
Yeah.
But I gave it to my friend instead. I didn't throw it away, but it's like the back of her trunk or something. It's kind of like, damn.
Yeah.
Yeah, those poor squirrels.
What's the most expensive thing you've ever thrown away, Rory?
I feel like I can't remember throwing away like an actually really expensive thing. Oh no, dude. Okay, one time when this doesn't really count, but one time when I was a kid, my mom threw away a drawing I made. So I went in and I threw away a bunch of her work papers.
Not a good job.
Yeah.
So petty.
Yeah.
Oh, I
Nah,
love that. That's so you.
Yeah, and the timing was kind of fucked up. You know what I mean?
What was
Nah, it like ruined my 16th birthday. Yeah.
You're
yeah.
16, dude.
Nah, that didn't actually happen.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've been
You didn't
lying.
throw away a bunch of your mom's work papers?
No.
That's so...
Yeah, no.
I hate you.
I know. I wish I would have now.
So
Yeah, you would have been so much more interesting.
Yeah.
You never drew a picture.
Yeah.
Yeah, he doesn't even draw.
You never picked up a picture.
No, I've drawn before. I like to draw.
Draw a picture right now.
I can't trust you now.
Squiggle.
What,
Squiggle,
what
squiggle.
can I draw with?
Blood.
Prick your finger.
Yeah.
Give me the ketchup. Give me the ketchup.
Yeah, open a vein. No.
No, I'll draw it on the plate.
No, Rory, no, actually, I've had you ask me too many questions so far. Madison.
Sorry, I was over here like
Oh, you're good.
thinking of blood painting, like my suicide plan if that was to
Nice.
happen. And
Oh, yeah.
it'd be big canvas behind me,
Oh, yeah,
pre-signed.
we talked about this.
Yeah, dude,
yeah.
it just put me into that.
Hell yeah.
Get out of it. Okay,
Pretty good.
describe your first
Also-
kiss, Taylor.
Well, it was at a Sonic.
Hell yeah.
Ooh.
Shout out Route 44.
It sucked. It was very weird and passive aggressive and annoying. Shout out to Tabitha Foster. But it was like it was at the end of an argument, as many kisses are. What Rory?
No, just keep going. Keep going.
Okay, and I think if I remember right, the argument was about like why don't we make out or something. We were young. I was 15 or 16. I was 16. I was like, I don't know, because I don't like you that much, but I wasn't going to say that, because I'm 15 or 16, and I'm in a relationship for the first time. I'm like, I don't know, because you never make out with me. She's like, I'm trying to make out. And so we ended up kissing. We ended up meeting up at a Sonic and kissing, and then we both left the Sonic, and then I 20 minutes later, after we're both home, I get a text asking, so how was the kiss? And I was like, what the fuck? I don't like... It's just the worst deposition ever. Don't kiss people. I'm
kissing
very
is bad.
anti-kissing. Whenever I think about that story, I get very anti-physical touch at all. I just, it's the worst. Unless you
Kissing
like
is-
the person, in which case
Yeah.
it's pretty fun. I don't know. Oh, yeah.
Imagine working at a kissing booth.
Ooh.
That's your hell.
I mean, if I'm getting paid, listen, I don't know.
No,
That's,
it's
No,
just
it's for
hell.
charity.
that's my kind of sex work,
Your
honestly.
worst version of hell.
Yeah.
You get shitty samples. On your phone.
Yeah, I'm working at the kissing booth, but I'm the sample guy at the kissing booth. I'm the guy who's outside the booth. I'm like, if you like that, you should go in the booth and pay for some shit. I don't know. Got a groan from Ani.
Yeah. They should set up a compliment booth.
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
You would never. Get
Yeah, and I'd have
access
to pay
that.
extra.
Yeah.
I'd set up an insult. I'd set up a competing insult booth across the street from Rory's
Yeah.
compliment booth.
Yeah, and all my compliments are just backhand insults.
True.
Yeah.
That is.
Would be just be, selling the same thing.
Hell yeah. Well, all of my insults are backhanded compliments.
Oh, so it'd be yeah.
Rory, who do you want to ask you a card?
Madison, ask me a card.
Okay. If you could ask anybody in the world one question, what would it be? Oh, if you could ask everybody in the world one question, what would it be? You don't get to hear their answers.
What? Oh, that fucked me up, man. Have you thought about your mother today? Yeah.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
No. Yeah. It was a good. That's. Yeah. I think you should be caring about other people. Yeah. can we get a whoop whoop? Like kind of like
Whoop.
whoop whoop.
What if their
That's
mom
the
beat
sound of
them?
the police.
Well, then it's like it still applies. Like, have you thought about her today? Have you fixed the reason she's beating you for? Like that kind of thing.
Okay. Are you a victim blamer then?
It's kind of a circumstance thing.
What's your zodiac sign?
Ooh,
Leo. No.
Virgo. Yeah. It's
Yeah,
not
we
like the
talked
smart
about
one.
This.
How close to the
No,
cusp are
that's-
you?
Oh, wait, did I?
Oh, he lied. He lied. He's looking for the what?
What?
What's your actual zodiac sign?
Virgo.
It is?
Yeah.
Okay.
Is that just so fitting that it's
You
like
know,
you
like
think
no,
it's-
it's not.
75% of serial killers are Virgos.
I don't think that's true at all.
It's somewhere around there.
I think it's
Understood.
probably
Let me
somewhere
Google it.
around like a tenth of that. What? Like how many zodiac signs are there?
12.
I think probably 1 in 12 serial killers is a Virgo.
No shot.
No.
No, dude. It's like a statistic. I'm a Virgo. I know, dude.
Okay.
Isn't there a
Yeah.
show called I'm
Wait.
a Virgo? And isn't it vaguely about someone who's a little serial killery?
I don't. Do you think that there's maybe a correlation? Like you have the worst sounding zodiac sign, you become a serial killer?
So you don't rep your sign, dude?
No, I don't want
What
to
is
say
it?
Virgo.
Why?
That's literally a playground insult.
No, it's not. No, it's not, dude. It's the highest, most honor
Virgo
you
is
can
short
have.
for virgin.
You're an August Virgo, aren't you?
Yeah, I am.
Pussy boy.
Oh,
I knew
fuck.
it.
Our birthdays are close together.
Yeah, I don't believe in zodiacs, dude.
And I knew you were gonna say that. And I
Oh,
was,
that's a Virgo thing to say. Fuck
yeah, I
you.
wanted to be sneaky and be like,
No, that's just a
"What
you
month
thing
were
to
you
say,
born?"
Rory. It's because you're a dude.
All right, so I'm gonna ask this, live on air for the audience. So, do you believe I'm actually a Virgo? Because I'm gonna reveal if that information is true or not.
I don't know. Yeah, I think you are.
I was.
You were?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
You died and were reborn?
What?
Now you have a different sign?
yeah.
What? No, I'm just.
What's your rebirth of star sign?
What if I was able to like ascend? Like I was like
Well,
a
you do
Leo.
have an ascending sign.
Yeah, Virgo.
What's your rising sign?
Oh, I thought you were a Leo, dude. That's
What?
what I guessed.
What day of the week and what day and hour were you born? Let's make your star chart real quick.
I was born, I think, at like 8 a.m. on August 26, 2001.
Oh yeah, interesting. You're a
Yeah.
morning baby.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
You were right about the pussy thing, Madison. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
Yeah. No.
Okay.
Look,
Please tell me you're an evening baby, Nate. I don't want to have insulted you.
I mean, pussy's the greatest thing in the world. So
It
why
is.
is that an insult?
Well.
So I was born at 12:07 a.m.
Okay. Whoa. Okay.
Yeah, baby.
Hell yeah. That's late
what
night.
are you holding up, honey?
Send you the info.
Yeah.
Okay.
Ask me to Google it.
You could. Okay. Hang on. Okay. We've got.
This is about how to make beats.
I got to get out of my Instagram
Pistons,
DMs and
pistons.
get into my
Yeah.
Facebook DMs. Okay.
Slide to the left.
Numbers of serial killers associated with each sign are as follows. Oh shit. Okay.
What if there's just a sign where like they're good at not getting caught, so it's not in there?
Okay, so Virgo killers had the lowest average number of victims.
Ooh, yeah.
Dude, I never know what
Yeah.
the fuck I'm talking about.
But this
guys.
isn't what associated with each sign are as follows. What? This isn't, honey. This is meaningless. Can we get how many serial killers? This is sorting them by star sign and saying how many people they killed. It's not.
Let's look up the
Is there
main
another
serial
slide?
killers, the good ones.
By how many serial killers have been identified by the United
Okay, hang on. Fucking.
We need worldwide.
I don't.
Guys, I was born the day before 9/11, by the
Okay.
way.
Oh,
then-
shit.
Just so everybody knows.
Yeah.
Like
The day.
I don't care
September
about this.
10th, 2001.
At 2:22 p.m.
Hell yeah.
Oh. Yeah.
My high school lost a football game that day.
That was their 9/11.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Imagine the winning team.
How
You think
many-
they had like Survivor's Guild?
Did they like try to kick a field goal and it bounced off one of the posts?
And dinked on both poles.
No.
You know, I got corrected by Wikipedia the other day too.
I'm
'Cause
sorry.
somebody burnt themselves. I said, put mustard on it. And they were like, what the fuck are you talking about? I was like, dude, it's like scientifically
science.
proven that it works.
That would,
I looked
think
it
that
up.
would burn like a motherfucker.
Yeah, I looked it up and it was like, don't ever do that, actually. An old Mexican granny showed me that when I was a kid, and I just believed it. And
Oh, that's pretty
I
funny.
still would probably do that in the kitchen if that's all I've had, is mustard. I'm putting it on a burn. blister burn, I think.
Oh, yeah. Nate, who do you want to ask you a question?
Rory, ask me a question. One of the handwritten ones, if you want to.
Okay. The first time you traveled alone.
I don't know if it was actually my first time that I traveled alone, but like thinking of like the memory. So I went to it was Washington D.C. When I was in the 11th grade for like this youth leadership conference, and it was like the first time that I had ever like been outside of the bubble that I like lived in. And it was real cool. Like I met all sorts of like kids that were cool and fun and had a good time, and like played poker with them, and I rapped, and like it was all sorts of fun stuff. And then so I traveled there, but then I flew to New Orleans to meet my family, and so like that was a cool thing because then I like broke off from the itinerary of the planned trip and everything, and then went and did my own thing. So yeah, it was a cool experience, and I got to eat dope ass Creole food.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty sick.
You like crawdads? Yeah.
Crawdads are real good, dude.
Yeah.
I just seen one as a kid. I haven't had one in a long
So
time.
if I would love to find like a crawfish broil, like where they're getting like 8 to 10 pounds a person kind of thing.
You know, you could do that here.
Yeah, I
A
know.
lot of hard work.
Yeah, that's why I
dedication.
want someone to do that
do that.
for me. I
Yeah.
don't want to do the work of that. I don't want to do any work.
It's
I
not
want
that.
to.
You just got to get the traps and you set them, and then you
Oh no,
just
no!
go
Get
get-
knee
I mean,
deep.
yeah, you're just gonna go fetch them all now.
Yeah, you
Yeah.
put them in the creek and you let them set for a day. You go back to the creek. It's really fun. You don't like walking down to the creek?
I mean, sure, I did that a lot when I was younger, but I want to eat far more crawdads than
You
what
get a
I'm
big
gonna
trap.
catch, than what are in the local creek.
Well,
I want
set some
like I want
traps in
some
a
like
couple
like
creeks.
from like the water systems in Louisiana where they're like pulling out tens and hundreds of pounds a day, not the creek where I saw 3 crawdads.
No, but I think he has a point. A couple creeks.
Okay, so
Yeah.
wow, all right. Here, I love crawdads.
Do you believe in like foraging and like preserving?
You believe in
So like
foraging?
am I a conservationist? Is that what you mean?
I don't think so.
Is that the same thing as a conservative?
No, no. So like
I always
think
correlated those.
I think we should take care of our natural wonders, and America is one of the most beautiful countries in the world. Like we have our public land is beautiful.
Yeah, and I'm here.
Yeah, absolutely.
Good job, Rory.
Yeah, appreciate it.
Rory's having flashbacks to that time he was talking to his crush.
But you asked how if I care foraging on. Yeah, I think that like that stuff is there and that's for us.
Use
But
it?
I don't typically. Not because I don't. I just am not.
Yeah, why
out
the
and
fuck
about
don't
doing
you
that.
use it, Nate?
Because
You're telling me you don't eat dandelions.
You don't eat
No,
dandelions?
I've never eaten a dandelion. Are they good? Do they taste good?
They're really good for you.
Mm-mm. No, they're fine
If
for you.
you prep them right.
Put the
Hold on.
roots. You can put the roots in teas and things.
Interesting, but
I
like, do you
collected a
eat the
bunch
yellow
the other day.
flowers?
You
can,
can.
yeah.
They're edible. They're fine.
Salad
Yeah.
style.
Yeah, there's a lot of flowers you can eat that are native to Kansas. Yeah, you eat the
Yeah,
red
no.
clovers, the red clover flowers.
No, I don't.
Those
I
actually
don't
taste
eat
good.
vegetables
you
very
take the
often.
little things.
You grow plants at all?
Mm,
It's so pretty. I have a huge garden right
that's
now.
awesome.
You can just
Yeah.
go pick a crawdad and
Oh yeah.
Go to the kitchen.
yeah.
Pick a crawdad.
Pick a crawdad and they swim backwards. They're hunching up.
yeah, they kind of scary though. Little
Yeah, well, that's why I like them boiled and
little
seasoned.
pinchers. I see. I feel like it's not a whole lot of meat though.
Yeah, but that's
That's why
part
you
of
need 10
that's
pounds.
but that's why it's a lot of it, and it's the work.
You fuck
Like
with
it's-
king crab then?
Yeah, I like king
Is it
crab.
different flavor there from crawdad to?
Yeah, for sure.
More
It's a-
lakey, more fishy probably than the crawdad.
Sure, I'm not a good at. I don't smell, so I don't taste well, so I don't describe any of those things.
Is it more like a
Interesting.
tedious act, like just the of having
Yeah, like it's the ritual. It's the
Yeah.
getting to it's the separation. It's the tearing off that
Yeah.
first piece. It's the sliding of the tail. It's the sucking the head.
Yes.
It's the ripping the claw. Like
Yeah.
you get
It's
to do
very
that
satisfying.
over and
That
over
is
and
pretty
over
cool.
again.
Yeah.
And then you get to be like, oh, I'm a creature, and I just took the life force of an entire being, and I
Right.
like sucked its carcass dry.
Yeah,
That's
not
pretty
just,
cool.
not just like processed and
You
ground
didn't,
beef.
though.
What do you mean?
Because somebody killed
Yeah, somebody
him
killed it before. I know. Well, it was. I'm just the last.
Did you ever
in the
cut a head off a
accomplice.
chicken?
I mean, I've wrung a chicken's neck before.
Yeah.
That- would you cut a? Would you decapitate
Like
a
traffic
chicken,
cone
though?
style.
Like with the meat.
So it's like alive. You put it in there, and you want me to cleaver its head. No, I don't. I feel like that would be cruel.
But you
You
would wring
think-
its neck.
But that's like what you're supposed. That's how you're supposed to kill them.
Both are accepted practices.
Okay, cool.
Where's the blood go if you just
It stays inside of it. You just break its neck,
and then you
suffocate
eat
it.
you drink the blood?
I mean, you can drain the blood if you want to, but when you cut it open, its blood will drain
Wait.
out.
What do you do with the blood?
I mean,
Paint with it?
yeah.
Okay, so just flat
It's
out.
9/11.
Would you cut off the head of a chicken?
Like a live chicken.
Yeah.
To
Yeah.
kill it. I mean, I suppose, but that would not be my preferred way to kill it.
What would be your preferred way?
I told you I'd wring
Wring
its
its
neck.
Well, okay, so like it.
What if it doesn't die
It
right
dissed the
away?
mob. So what's your way of taking it out?
Say that again?
Yeah, it dissed the mob.
It dissed the mob.
How do you take the chicken out?
I think that he's on the chicken's side if it's dissing the mom.
So I'm going to walk up to the chicken.
What's your preferred method of chicken homicide? If we had a chicken and you
Yeah,
had
He's said so many times what his
Yeah.
preferred method
no,
of
I'm
chicken
saying like
homicide is.
that was you have anything.
Yeah, I'm trying to. You
Yeah,
keep,
sorry.
you
Sorry,
keep
all right,
fucking
sorry.
talking.
All right, all right, just go on.
So I'd walk up to the chicken and I'd say, hey, we're gonna take a little walk to the other side of the road, and then he would get hit by a car.
That's more humane than cutting its head off.
Yeah.
Oh, certainly.
Do you eat roadkill?
I did.
If somebody else prepared the roadkill, you'd eat it?
Well, it would depend.
Okay. Would you eat if I had my leg cut off? Would you be on the small list that I've gathered so far? People that would try my human meat, but it was like not infected. It just like got mangled, and then I went through and like sautéed, marinated, then sautéed, and like
So, all right, in the United States of America, it is illegal for anyone to consume human flesh.
I don't know. It's mine though.
No, I understand.
But I've
So-
eaten scabs before.
Were they someone else's scabs, Rory?
Yeah, I think that's where the leg is from.
So I just have to say that before I say I believe that
Can we look
people
that
can
up?
consent
Is that
to
something you
things
can
that
look
some
up?
people don't. I mean, I'm not going to look anything
I'm
up.
scared to.
You don't want to wind up on a list.
Yeah, I'd be looking crazy shit up though.
Yeah.
That's
But you don't need to add this to the list. But so like if it was a consensual thing, so like in the scenario you described,
yeah.
you are preparing your leg already. You have it in little Tupperware containers.
it needs to be eaten.
You
yeah.
bring it to my doorstep. You say, "Hey, it serves well with a tortilla and cheese."
Yeah, and that's exactly what I was thinking, too.
Like, yeah, I would have a Busby taco. Yeah, I would.
Quesadilla style.
Yeah,
maybe.
absolutely. Put a little
Grill it
burrita
up.
sauce. Yeah.
You know, and I've asked
You
him.
empty out a burrito. And, you put some of Madison's leg in it, and
You know, and I've asked a numerous amount of people about this, and my friend had a good point because she like college psychology. But apparently, there's something in our blood and our DNA that once you try human flesh, you go crazy. Like there's something that cracks in the
I
brain.
believe that. Was this a Mexican granny that you went to college with?
Did you put some mustard on that
No,
wound?
it was her granddaughter.
Oh.
Yeah, I
I'm
don't-
trying my own meat. And that's what would piss me off is like if I did lose a leg or something, like do you think you would have to fight to get that meat?
Okay, so this is an interesting thing. Like I had a tonsillectomy when I was a kid, and they asked me if I wanted to keep my tonsils, and I was like, absolutely. And
Yeah.
we kept them in my refrigerator until we moved, and then my parents wouldn't let me bring them to the new house, and I was disturbed because I would still have them if I
Yeah.
could. But I had a hernia surgery, and they removed a piece of my intestine. But I didn't know they were going to remove a piece of my intestine. And had I not been in the worst pain I'd ever been in my life, I knew that there was a possibility that they might have taken a piece of my intestine. So I would have asked, hey, can we keep that? Because I would love to have that in a little jar floating in clear liquid.
I thought you were going to eat it.
Well, no, I mean, maybe.
Somebody else cooked it.
But also, like, you could just wrap, I mean, it would be a casing,
You
intestine
got cloned,
casing.
100%.
I mean, that's fine. So I'm clones, I'm not as worried about as, like, replicants, if that makes sense.
What?
So like being replicated, like
So
like
The cookie?
Like
The
an
Black Mirror cookie?
unperfect clone, like a machine that's like me.
so a clone wouldn't be me,
Okay.
but like a replicated version of me would be me. Does that make sense? That like something that has like, it was I was trying to call back to something we talked about earlier, but I don't have it specifically.
And that made me think though, like, because that's my fear of cloning, is that my consciousness is going to be divided.
It wouldn't be.
It wouldn't be, but
I feel like it gets divided every day. So it's like, so it'd just be a different me. And then where's the proof that I'm not a clone?
right.
I do like the idea of like a prisoner's dilemma, but it's with two just recently separated clones. Like, and then you see if they'd be able to pass the prisoner's dilemma.
What's the
'Cause, like,
prisoner's dilemma?
Yeah.
Prisoner's dilemma is so you got two people that are in an interrogation environment, and if one of them rats the other out, and the other one doesn't rat them out, they get to go free.
Yeah, okay, like the movies.
The prisoner's dilemma, you know it. But if neither of them talks, they get to go free.
Right.
If one of them talks, the one that talks gets to go. If both of them talk, they both get
Oh, so
fucked.
you get two clones, two Rorys.
So two clones that are only separated at the point of they're brought to the interrogation room.
So-
So they're very much like the same person, but then you put
I
them
think-
through a prisoner's dilemma.
So in like they fuck with you by saying the other guys like.
The other guy's already.
'Cause I think one Rory would get pretty pissed if he thought the other one was talking about him. No, I don't know. I think cloning will be interesting just in the case that like you'll probably be able to recognize things you don't like about yourself when you meet a clone of yourself.
I don't think that we're gonna if we
Scratch our back.
figure out cloning. I don't think that we're gonna be having clones walking around. I think that clones are just gonna be like these life forms that we let develop to a certain point, and then we like very quickly
Harvest them.
lobotomize them and keep them in vats in our basements, so that if when we drink our liver to death, we can go and cut out the liver from our clone, and
They're
we
going
have
to
a
be
new
sex
liver.
slaves, dude.
Yeah.
Realistically. This awful world we live in.
Yeah.
Would you guys fuck
I
your
would
clone?
fuck me.
You,
I would too, dude. I've thought of that before, and I'm like, is that like, what is that narcissism that like I accused you of? Is that what that kind of stems down to? Self-obsessed.
I wouldn't fuck my clone.
I might,
Yeah.
I might
Would
fuck a
you let your
clone of other people
clone
who I
fuck
wouldn't
you?
fuck
No.
otherwise.
I mean, I don't think he would want to, so I wouldn't want to fuck him.
Because yeah, what if it's just like it
I
doesn't
think-
have humanity and it just has animalistic behavior?
Wait,
We
so
just have
wait, so it's
animalistic
like
behaviors. The fuck? What are you talking about?
It's like a primal clone of me.
Yeah, yeah.
I would not fuck the clone of me.
But if it was like civilized, you would. If it
No,
was more
I'm saying I
civilized than
wouldn't.
you.
I would not. If it was more civilized than me,
Yeah.
I don't think it would want to fuck me. It'd be punching down.
There's like.
I mean, you're both pretty tall.
Rory punches a lot when he fucks.
I'm gonna say this: if I had a clone, I would not have sex with a clone, even if like I want to jerk off or whatever. Right? Yeah.
Would
Proud
you
of you,
jerk your
proud of
clone
you,
off?
I think the closest I would go is if the clone was in the other room using like a fleshlight, and it's like I need you to plug it in. That is the closest I would come to sexual contact. But no jerking each other off, no sucking each other, none of that.
Would you kill your clone?
If he wanted to kill me, maybe. Yeah.
If he tried
yeah.
to fuck you, you'd kill him?
If it was against my will, yeah, I would kill him.
yeah.
No, I would
You
use a
think you could?
non-violent. I would use like Taekwondo or some shit.
Yeah.
You know Taekwondo or some shit?
No, but he doesn't either.
Oh, well, we've reached 9/11.
That would be kind of fucked. You try to fight your clone because like I don't know how to fight, so it's like neither. I didn't think that neither
No, we
does
both
the other.
like wait for the other one to make the first move.
yeah,
right?
and then you're just like, you want to
Yeah.
hug? Sorry, man.
They call it a Caucasian standoff, I think. Oh.
Whose turn is it?
It's Madison. You want to get asked the last card of the night?
The final question.
Who would you like to ask you the final question?
Thumb war for it, everybody.
What?
A three-way thumb war?
Yeah, everybody put your right hand in like that.
Put your right
No,
hand
I mean,
do tip to tip at first. Yeah, okay, you did it somehow.
Okay.
I think I'm gonna lose.
Who will win?
3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8.
7, 8,
Try to keep those straight.
Oh, he's getting into it.
Whoa! I've never won something before. Fuck. Ah!
Okay, I think. Yep.
Taylor gets asked.
Taylor
Taylor gets asked the question. I
feel like
hope that was
Fall
good
hard for
television.
that. Yeah.
Yeah. Any of you listening on the audio, scrub back 45 seconds and watch the video.
Yeah, I bet the audio goes crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Rory said, I've never won anything. He's just grunting,
He got
dude.
me immediately.
He should have had his clone sub in for him. Okay, Madison. What's the first thing that pops into your head when I say luxury?
So, okay, the first image that popped into my head was like a big hotel.
Okay.
But over these past 5 seconds of me thinking about it, changing my first impression of it, luxury would be like a homestead. You know, that would be a luxury for
That's
me.
an interesting.
Isn't that weird? That engraved, I think that was childlike brain engraved by media to believe that it's
Home
been
ownership is the
or like even the temporary expenses of vacation in hotels is luxury, when in the reality of it.
I was thinking the opposite way. I think that one of my favorite. Yeah, I like that. I like that you thought hotels though, because I was when I was 21 before I started my first podcast. I took a road trip to watch a podcast record live because I'm weird. But on the Harmontown.
Oh yeah.
It was one of the worst episodes. I was trying to make the 300th episode, and instead I caught episode 301, which is episode titled Supernova, and it's really fucking boring.
Yeah.
But anyway, but on that road trip, it was me and my dad. We were on a road trip for my 21st birthday, and we were stopping at like these hotels. And one of my favorite things to do was I snuck along my a little wax pen with me, and I would every hotel that we got to, I would just get really fucking high, and I would take a shower in the listening to various podcasts and like how to write television shows and stuff. But I would just be really fucking high, taking a shower in a nice hotel, and then I would just like hang out in the hotel room, and it would be really high. And it was one of the more. I still think about it. It was a fun time. It was a fun time.
It's luxury. It's a self-care.
It's all enjoyment, no responsibility. Yeah.
You know, I guess for New Year's I went to a nice hotel. My aunt had like she's rich and had like a nice like the black card, so we was on the top levels, me and my friend, and that was very stressful. Because I had to pay for it, or like my friend gave me cash, I paid for it, and then the hotel like double charged me for some reason. I was like, guys, you don't understand the situation here. I can't afford this. I'm negative 125 now, so that's like, I think that's where the idea of luxury has changed in my head, because you know, why do you guys fuck me like that, dude?
That's
like
what her clone said. Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Dude, yeah. It is. So they probably got my clone up in that bitch now, dude, because I shitted in there and slept in the bed.
You got the clone with you for like so you can like you get to dine and dash, but you leave the clone behind to wash dishes. You know.
Wish I had a twin. I'd be the dominant twin, dude.
Oh yeah.
You need
Hopefully.
to stay.
You always hope that you're the dominant twin.
So the sub twin can sub in.
Nice.
Yeah. I always think it's like interesting when I meet people where they're like, yeah, I had a twin in the womb. I ate it. And it's like, damn, like. But you
How
know,
hungry were you in the room?
Yeah.
Womb, fuck.
I always notice that the people that eat their
Wait,
twins
let
are
me try
kind
it really
of
quick.
odd. Rory had a twin in the womb, didn't he?
You want to back me up? Do you know how many chords on guitar?
No, not at all.
Fuck. I would have let you back me up on
No.
guitar, and we both could have
Can
played the
I back you
outro.
up with the?
No,
Yeah,
please don't.
dude.
Okay.
You
Get
could,
the
if you
drums.
want to, yeah. If you want to, you could supply a beat with the kick drum.
Oh shit! So
Could you? How's your timing?
I good. It's good. Okay.
Okay, so little slower. Okay, Okay, a little faster. We'll rehearse and we'll do it again. Well, you're going to need to be talking. You're going first for the outro, though, so you're going to be.
All right.
If you want to, okay. Well, yeah. So I'll start. Hang on. No, we're really gonna do this. So I'll start. I'll be playing the music.
Okay.
There will be no drums until after you're done talking.
Okay.
But then I'll have established the tempo, and then you come in on the drums, and then we'll have the drums and the ukulele going for the rest of the outro.
Okay.
Okay, cool.
All right.
Alrighty, I'm going to start playing ukulele, and everybody will go around the table. Everyone sum up your thoughts, experiences, address God, the internet, and aura. And if you have anything to plug, go ahead and plug maybe one thing, but mostly sum up your thoughts, experiences, and tell everybody what they should think about over the next week. We're going to start with Rory.
Hey, I had a good time on the show. You know, I learned a lot about the people around me. I learned a little bit about myself. So think about that tonight.
Thank you, Rory. Nathan Thomas. I had a delightful time getting to chat with my friends, learn things about them, about myself. Said some things. I'm an anxious little feller sometimes. And then I want to plug the secret show at the Bird Comedy Theater on August 1st at 9:30. It's a secret. But it'll be a good time, and you should come see, I don't know, maybe me.
Well, I learned a lot about myself, everybody, as well. Everybody did. What I leave you with for this next week is to look at the clouds and picture your name is Adam. And for my plug, check out Sound Peak After Dark. I host every Monday night, or every third Monday of the month. And then I'll be featured artist at Mastrovka's Art Gallery and Tattoo Shop in Noto, Topeka, Kansas. Thank you, everybody.
Spay and neuter your friends, everybody. Have a good
All right,
time.
peace.
Bye.
Good night.
Over the week, think about how fucking tall Rory is. And is he autistic?
No, you know
First shot.
We will continue this discussion later.
He fixed the toilet.
Do you think he fixed the toilet? Yeah, Ani, do we have any? Oh, we don't have an Ani. Holy shit.
She's fixing the toilet.
Have we stopped recording?
She's had enough. She's gonna do it.
You hit the stop button.
Not yet.
Okay.
Oh, do you have any horrible, profane things you need to shout?
I'm still just in the character of like sitting here,
Oh yeah.
and when you stop recording,
Can I piss in the sink?